realized I'm like, I should just go into teaching because I look forward to this a lot more than my day-to-day stuff. Well, I have been a licensed cosmetologist for a little over 18 years. I am actually a C-TEC graduate myself. Only when I went here, it was JVS many, many years ago. But yeah, so in that 18 years, I have worked as a stylist. I've managed several salons. I've done a little bit of education in the salons. I've traveled around and helped with weddings, hair shows. And then for the past a little over 6 years, I've been teaching cosmetology. Honestly, my favorite thing about the program is just how things are constantly changing, which can be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on, perspective. I think is really huge. We try to keep things fun, but one of my favorite things about this industry is that it's constantly evolving. So because of that, I'm constantly evaluating the program and how can we fit this new technique in, and how can I work this into a fun class, or what kind of guest speaker can I have come in if it's something that I don't do myself. What we have is a 1,500-hour cosmetology program. And during that time, the main focus in cosmetology is hair related. So hair cutting, hair coloring, chemical services like perming and relaxing. But then we also have skin services like waxing and facials. We talk a little bit about the newer services that are coming out, like microdermabrasion, dermaplaning, things that are kind of next level that you don't necessarily get in school, but that people are showing an interest in now. And we talk about how to pursue those different levels of education. But then we also do a brief overview of nails too. So gel nails, acrylic nails, and then basic manicuring and pedicuring. When they leave the program, we send them off to state board, and they've got all of their hours, and they're able to get their industry credential, which is their cosmetology license, so that way they can go work at a salon. I will tell you, there are no typical days in cosmetology because it's constantly changing. We have a pretty flexible day in our labs. So each student, when they come here in the beginning of the day, they're in the classroom with me. Sometimes that can include lecture. We'll do written exams while we're over here on this side of the building. But once we've done lecture and exams in the beginning of the week, then for the rest of the week, they're doing hands-on work. That's when I've got guest speakers coming in. And they've got skill sheets that they work on to constantly improve their timing and their quality of their work. And then once we move over to the salon in the afternoons, that's where they're doing all of their hands-on experience with their clients. So if we don't have clients for the day, then I highly encourage them to work on each other because I want them to have the most hands-on experience as possible. If it's something that they may not necessarily want to do on each other, like a perm, not everybody wants a perm, but they do want to get that experience, then they're going to be working on mannequins. They're qualified to offer any branch of service that falls under cosmetology. So most of the students that I have will go into full service salons, so they can do hair cutting, hair coloring, perming, relaxing, waxing services. They can do manicures, pedicures, facials, just all of like the basic skills that are in that umbrella. I do have some students though that once they leave, maybe they decided while they were in school they're more interested in skincare or more interested in nail care services. So they'll go strictly into a nail salon and do acrylics all day, or they'll go strictly into like massage. And like I had a student who went to work at a massage place in Pickerington where they only did body massages and facials because that's what she was interested in. So really it's nice because you've kind of got that adaptability. So I had a student who, while she was in school, she was a very hard worker, and she really went out into the community, spread out her name. She made her own business cards to try to get clients to come in during the salon time. And she was so busy the entire time that she was in school that she was able to leave school and start a salon fresh out of school, which is so rare. Typically it takes an average cosmetologist maybe a year or two, even just to build up a steady clientele. But her clientele was so big because she had such initiative that she opened her own salon out of school. And then a few years after that, she opened a second salon. And she ended up closing her first one because the second one was doing so well, and she's still running it. And I still go and see her every once in a while and have my hair done. But I get really excited when I see them do big things, and when I know this is your dream that you want to do, how can I help, how can we get you there? Because one of the other things that we cover in this program is we do talk a lot about business and salon operations, and we do talk about owning your own salon, and when you take that on, the type of responsibilities that you can expect. So I actually have a few students that own their own places, which is really nice. I would say the biggest one is dependability. Like I said, attendance is so important because things are constantly changing. You have to be here, be with it, be open to learning new information, absolutely. But dependability is definitely the biggest one, because you want to make sure that your time management is where it needs to be, that you have a really strong work ethic when you get to the salon. Your clients will not put up with you being late every day or calling off all the time. It's a really quick way to kill your business, is if you're not dependable. So, and I stress that a lot in this program. I want you guys to keep your attendance high, because these are really good habits for you to have when you go out into the workforce. I mean, any job, yes, you want to make sure you're on time. But when you're in this industry, people are depending on you. You don't know what their schedule's like before or after they come for their appointment. So, usually when they make that appointment time, it's because that's when they can get in. So you need to make sure you're there, because it can offset your entire day if you're late. It's actually, that's something that we do explore here a lot. While they're in the program, they're able to complete an internship once they complete half of their hours, which I also highly encourage all of them to do, because it's kind of like a trial run at a job to see if you're going to like the environment and like the salon that you're in. But there are so many options for this field, because you don't even have to work in a salon. When you leave here, a salon is the most popular choice, but you could go and work on cruise ships. I have a girl who is working for funeral homes. So she travels around and does that, which I've done that myself too. It's actually there's just such a variety. You can travel around, or you can be an independent stylist and just do weddings, which I've also done. It's a lot of fun. You could be a platform artist and travel around and do hair shows. And, with today's day and age, I mean, you could be a social media influencer with your cosmetology knowledge and make tutorial videos and become a YouTube star, I'm sure. So like I said, there are so many options. Also, I mean, go and work in nursing homes. You can travel to people's homes if they can't get out. There's so much versatility in this field. Honestly, it depends on where you work, and how, I want to say how not necessarily how dedicated you are, but and kind of in a way how dedicated you are to building your clientele and how serious you take your business. I think it's important to look at this field whether you're working for somebody else or working for yourself, when you're behind the chair, like, you are in charge of your business. Everyone who sits in your chair is your business. And it's your job to rebook that client, to maximize the time that you have with them, and not be afraid to ask if they want additional services or ask if they want to buy retail. So, I mean, really, there are some stylists who can make, as little as $25,000 a year if they're not putting the work in necessarily, or maybe they're just in a smaller area. But you can easily, go upwards to like 100,000, 150,000. I mean, it's all about the area you work in, what type of clientele you attract, and really like how good your skills are. If you are constantly putting the work back into yourself and self-improvement, then you can make a lot of money doing hair. It's really easy to find places that are hiring, especially like if you go into chain salons or franchise salons. Typically they're always hiring. They need people because they handle a lot of walk-ins, because that's where the bulk of business tends to go. But yeah, it's really easy to find a salon job. Our classes are Monday through Thursday, and right now they're 10:30 to 6. In the summer, we are 9 to 4:30, also Monday through Thursday, because all summer long we're able to do the entirety of the program in the salon all day long. Whereas when we're over here during normal high school hours, we spend the first half of our day in the classroom and the last half of our day in the salon. The first thing that they should do is contact me. I've got my email address on all of our informative flyers that we have. And then I can schedule them for a tour, talk to them about doing their work keys testing, and then we discuss financial aid options, and then I get them in connection with our financial aid person here. I think it's important for people to know that this is a very science-heavy field. And, if you like science, then this is a really good field for you, because there's so much more science and chemistry than people realize.